Hellos to everyone. Again, it's Landile here, the leader and the instructor of Manikwe School. Okay, today we will be doing exercise 5.38, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Oh yeah, it sure is exercise 5.38 right here. Okay, so let me read it through for you guys. Write down a program that prompts the user to enter a decimal integer and displays its corresponding octal value. Don't use Java's integer.toOctal string method, okay, in this program. Okay, and why are they saying that? I mean, the reason is pretty straightforward. It won't be, what's the word? If we do that approach, use that method, this one here, it won't be beneficial to us in any way. Come on, the whole point of doing these programs is so that we can learn the core of using loops, okay? The core of Java fundamentals, basically. So if we decide to only use one line in order to do that computation, and that is to convert a decimal number to a octal number, then we'll be basically wasting time, because we won't benefit not even a single thing. Okay, we won't grow in any way. Okay, so enough words, let me continue. Okay, so as you can see, what I've done is to create a scanner and prompt the user to enter a decimal value. What I should have done too is to have a decimal value to hold my user input, but it doesn't matter anyways, because I'm doing it right now. Oh, just so you know, this is my first video. This is my first video for today, so I'm kind of down. I don't have too much energy, but we'll try and see what we can do. Okay, first things first, what we want to do, we want to validate our user input. Okay, so we'll do that in a different way this time around. We'll use a loop. I know what we usually do is to use an if-else statement. This time around, we want to make sure that each digit of the user input is a number between 0 and 7. That's number one. And we've got to make sure that there aren't any characters other than numbers. Okay, so I'll simply go index while index is less than decimal value dot length. Okay, let me increment my index. By the way, this is a characters index. Okay, so I'll check if I'll use the character dot is digits method defined in the character class. I know we haven't done character classes, but we will on our future videos. Okay, so for now, what is it I want to do? I want to go decimal value dot character at index. I want to retrieve a character. It's a particular index, and then I want to make sure that that character is a digit, and if it's not, then we have a problem. It has to be a digit. And furthermore to that, what I've got to do, you know what, I forgot, we're converting a decimal number to an octal, not the other way around. So that's why I said before, we want to make sure that all of our digits are numbers between 0 and 7. So I was mistaken. We don't have to do that because we're converting from a decimal to octal, not the other way around. Okay, so that should do it. I mean, this condition only is the only thing we need. Okay, so simply go invalid user input. Okay, of course we then need to exit our program, system.exit. Oh, by the way, my mom's is washing dishes next to me here, and in case you don't know her, I do have a video I've taken some time ago, and she was there too. Okay, I was in my village, by the way, where we originally from. Anyways, enough of that, enough about me. Let me continue. Okay, so what I then want to do, suppose that our program did continue, our user input was perfect. What I then want to do is to go octal value. I want to do that, and then what I will then do is to convert that user input. I want to convert it into an integer. Okay, and I will do that by using integer.parse. I'm converting to an integer. What is it that I'm converting? I'm converting string.value of decimal value. In fact, this part is unnecessary, that last one there. Okay, because it was like we're converting a string to a string. Okay, which is redundant. Okay, so here's what I want to do. Firstly, I want to create a temporal variable, temp. Okay, and I also wanna have what is it? I also wanna have a variable to hold my remainder. Okay. I'll simply do that. Okay, now that I've got those, in fact I was only declaring them. Okay. Now let's get to our loop. I don't know if people are familiar with the algorithm of converting from octal to what? From converting from a decimal to an octal value. If you do not know how that is done, I'm afraid I'm not quite sure on what page is that on our textbook. but you can go to the textbook and check it out yourself. Okay, but you know what, I am gonna show it to you guys later. For now, let me code and stop talking, because that's why I'm moving slow. So here's what I wanna do. I wanna go number mode 8. I wanna go number mode 8, and then I wanna keep my remainder as well, and I will do that by saying temp minus how am I gonna do this? I wanna go temp minus temp okay. I'll simply go temporal variable minus my temporal variable times 8. Okay, oh, it seems like I'm mistaken. Let me put that over there. Temporal variable multiplied by 8. What I then want to do is to update my number. Number is equals to temp okay, so my temp will contain the number, the remainder, if we modding our number by 8. Okay, and then the remainder will be that. Okay, and then my number has to be updated. Okay, so let's continue. Now it is time we display our octal value. Okay, but before I do that, there's something I want to do. What I want to do is to go octal value remainder. Okay, and this will make more sense if this will make more sense if you make sure that you do take a look at the algorithm, how it works, okay, before jumping on to coding. Okay, by the way, this part here, the reason why we've got these two variables as doubles, especially the temp one, which will hold our value for our temporal number, okay, a number we're currently working on. The reason why we're having it as a double is because we are also concerned about a number that is after a decimal point, right? So that is why right here we're subtracting our temp, which is a double number. We're basically getting rid of the number that precedes the decimal point, the one to the left of the decimal point. Okay, we basically want the number that is to the right of the decimal point, and we multiply the result by 8. Okay, now that we're done doing that, it is time we display our characters. And if I messed up somehow, we'll see what do I do, okay? But of course, we're gonna have a working solution in the end. Value dot length. Okay. So now we wanna start from the end of our string and go backwards up to its beginning. Okay. Go all the way to its beginning. Okay. Once I show you the algorithm, how it works, this will make more sense, guys. I know. So bear with me. You're gonna have to be patient. Okay. Wait a little bit. Okay. What is it I wanna do then? System.out.print. I'll simply go octal value dot character adds octal. No wonder that did not do well. Okay, it's character adds I, small letter I. Okay, basically displaying that number. Okay, that should be it for this tutorial, you guys. Before I run it though, I really wanna, let's see, they did not give us a number here to work with. Oh, you know what, let's try something like let's try a number. Let's put a random number. Something like that. Invalid input. Why is that? Why is that? I should have put that over there. Okay, because we only working with digits, so I forgot putting to make this the negation. So we're saying if it's not a digit, then it's an invalid input. I'll put the very same value I've put before and then hit run again. Oops, that is pretty bad. One sec, I want to see what did I do wrong. I cannot believe I did such a silly mistake. Instead of using a divide operator, I used a modulus operator. Okay. Oh, another thing is, you remember this number here, this, the one we will put as our user input. The number was converted into an integer. So what we want to do, what we want to do is to make sure that in order to have this properly working, we've got to make sure that whatever we get here is a double. Okay, if we say number divide by 8, so basically here we're dividing an integer by an integer, so the result will be an integer. But if we divide an integer by a double, the result will be a double. So for instance, if you've got something like say for instance we've got 7 divided by 5, the answer will be 1, which is exactly what we don't want. We also want a number that is after decimal point, so that's why we're putting that 8 over there. Okay, that 0.0 over there. And if you don't get this, I suggest you go back to the very basics. I mean, I don't know if it was chapter 1 or chapter 2 where we actually talk a lot about that stuff. Okay, let's put this number again and see what we get. Oh, it seems like now we're having a working solution, but let's try something else. Something like 12 supposed to be oops. 12, if you convert 12 to octal, you get 14. Is that it? Wait. I'm afraid it's kind of hard for us to verify whether or not we have a working solution. Okay, but 7 is supposed to be 7. A number less than 8 is exactly that number. Okay, so I think we have a working solution, because you see what happened is I tried looking for an algorithm for converting from a decimal to an octal. Turns out they don't have that algorithm on the textbook. You see, they're converting between binary and hexadecimal, and vice versa, but they do not have an algorithm for converting from a decimal to octal. Okay, so I mean, I don't know, you guys, but we do have a working solution. So let me know in case you think I messed up, my solution isn't working. Okay, what I can do is to use maybe something like Microsoft Word, and then try to write down the algorithm, which is something that I'm not planning on doing, folks. It will be time consuming, so that should be it. And I would really love to see your solution on this on this exercise, just for for comparison purposes, folks. That should be it, you guys. See you on the next one. I'm gone.